Are our lives and the things that happen in them the product of random chance or luck? Or is there some purpose and intentionality to it all? We live in a truly beautiful world. There's so much to enjoy and appreciate. But if we're honest, there's a lot wrong with our world too. There's war, famine, disease, and social unrest. What's worse is that a lot of these things are beyond our individual ability to control. As we look out into the world and see these seemingly random events, is there anything that we can do? It's easy for us to become stoic or to swing to the opposite direction and to become a more pleasure seeking, hedonistic kind of person. I mean, if there isn't anything we can do to control these events, what alternative is there? Is there any rhyme or reason to this madness? The world as we know it today wasn't always like this. When it was originally created, the intention was for human beings, animals, and plants to coexist together in peace. There was no war or famine or disease. You see, its creator is powerful, wise, and good. He is able to use his power to cause everything to exist in a perfect state, wise enough to know exactly how they fit into the overall design, and he has the good intention for all things to coexist harmoniously. But a part of creating the perfect world was giving human beings free will. Unfortunately, human beings use their free will to rebel against the order that God created. The reason the world is in the state it is today is because we use our free will to rebel against the order that God created, thereby introducing chaos into the system. With that being said, has God now somehow lost control of the universe he made? What does the Bible have to say about that? The Bible says that God knows everything that will happen even before anything does happen. It says that God causes both good and evil to exist according to his will. Nations rise and fall at God's command. Success and failure lie in God's hand. Life, death, and all the conditions of our health are in his control. From these verses, we can learn that God is neither surprised at the events that happen in the world, nor is he powerless to change them. He is purposefully directing all the events that occur in life according to his plan. Let's take a look at a story from the Bible to explain what I'm talking about. Let's use the story of Joseph, a well-known story that sometimes we take for granted because we're so familiar with it. His special dreams and the favor his father Jacob showed him drove his brothers to sell him into slavery. Initially, they planned to kill him, but luckily, Reuben saved his life. Thrown in a deep pit, left for dead, sold off without a second thought, and forgotten. His brothers covered up their misdeeds with lies and deceit. Being sold in Egypt, Joseph's life was, for want of better words, chaotic. He rose to a position of power, only to be framed for a crime he didn't commit and was imprisoned. In jail, he again found promotion and used the talents that he had to restore the fortunes of Pharaoh's cupbearer, only to be, as before, forgotten by him despite his good deeds. As we know well, in time there was a severe famine. Joseph was again raised to prominence to the prime minister of Egypt due to his seeming psychic ability to interpret dreams. His wisdom saved the nation, the region, and in a twist of fate, too ingenious to be fabricated by storytellers, he saved his entire family, settling them in the best lands in the kingdom. Joseph's life story was not a make the most of whatever happens to you or a pick yourself up by the bootstraps kind of a story. His entire life was but a single thread, albeit a precious one, in the tapestry that God was weaving. See, long ago, hundreds of years in fact, God made a promise to Joseph's great grandfather. God told him that he would become a great nation, one through which all other nations on the earth would be blessed. But when Abraham could not make sense of it, being nearly 100 years old and unable to have children due to Sarah's infertility. God prophesied that his descendants would be slaves in Egypt for 400 years. So you see, everything played out exactly as God intended. Nothing was left to chance. As you read through the Bible, you'll see that even the most minute details, the people, the times, and places, all are lined up by God to be exactly where they need to be for the story to play out the way He intends. The next time you look at your life and everything that is happening in the world and you're tempted to despair, remember the story of Joseph. Nothing happens in this world by chance. We may not understand it all, but we can put our trust in the hands of the wise, powerful, and good God who is always in control.